Art of Relationship Show is copywritten. No one is to use any portion of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dazinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art of Relationship Show. Greg welcomes live calls from listeners in helping with numerous marital and relationship problems. There will be no more tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. To others, he's simply known as Detroit's Love Guru.
Hey, welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I'm still hacking away. It's been a couple weeks, and I heard this might be lingering for another more couple weeks, so excuse me, cough and hack and everything else. I'm definitely not 100%. But, and no, ladies out there, I'm not a man baby. I'm not women. Oh my God, men are such babies when they're sick. No, that's not me at all. That's not me. I keep going, fighting through it. But anyways, going to be talking about space. When one person in a relationship, and this usually occurs in stage 3 of a marriage breakdown, if you will. And I've talked about stage 3. This is a part where you wake up and wondering, what the hell am I doing? You start questioning, I want a divorce, I want a breakup. You don't love your partner, they don't love you. Stage 3 is usually where divorces occur if they don't get help and try to get through it, okay? So, what I'm going to talk about today is about providing space, in reference to, say, stage 3, okay? When someone says, oh my God, you're on my butt all the time, I need space, or I want space from you. What does it mean? And a lot of people, I get it, okay? This is not a gender-driven issue like a lot of my topics. I don't, ever get into, I shouldn't say gender stereotypes. There's a couple I buy into, but anyways, when it comes down to, when someone says, oh my God, just give me my space, I need space. What does that mean? And I'm going to try to help you soothe yourself through that and allowing your partner to have space. Because if you do not, the relationship, chances are you're going to drive them away. You're going to drive them to a divorce attorney. You're going to, drive them to break up with you. So I want to be able to help you out. And for those people that are asking, or let's face it, I'm not going to say commanding, but demanding that you have your own space, what does it mean, and potential risk, pitfalls, and boundaries that should be set up, okay? So welcome. This is the Art of Relationship Show. And you know what? Join in below. Join the live comments below. You can give me a call at 313-736-5157. And I'm going to apologize now because I'll probably be, coughing, hacking throughout the show. And I'll probably cut it a little short because of that. I want to try to be somewhat professional, even though my personality is not that much so, okay? So, given space, and like I said, this usually occurs in stage 3 when the relationship or the marriage is in a situation where, it's at its end. So, when somebody gives space, what does that mean, okay? It means different things for different people. And this is where I want it to be clarified, what does space mean, okay? Space might mean to one person, I don't want to talk to you. Space might mean, I'm going away for a weekend. I'm going away for a week. I'm getting a hotel room, staying with a relative for a week, a friend for a week, that type of thing. I don't want to talk to you at all. It could mean that, right? Or it could mean, I want space. I don't want you up my butt about how I feel about you. I don't want you, do you still love me? Do you still want to be married? Do you still want to be in this relationship? I don't want to be bombarded with relationship stuff or relationship questions every 5 minutes. I had, a couples just recently, new couple, that he blows up her phone 20 times a day asking about the status, right? And that is not providing space. That is, you allowing yourself to feel, number one, right? You're feeling the anxiety and the pain of losing your loved one. I get it. So what do? You want to take care of the pain and everything. So you reach out to your partner and bombard and be obsessed about calling, texts, all this stuff. That's more for you. And I'm going to say that's sort of a selfish aspect, because I get it. You're in a lot of pain and you don't want to feel that anymore and you want reassurance. But the more you hound, the more you pressure, the more you're obsessed about it, it's going to drive your partner further away from you. Okay, so defining, number one, you have to define what space means, and you have to be clear to your partner about what that is, what that entails. Okay, like I said, space could mean, you know what, I need a weekend away from you. I need a night away from you. And I'm not talking, some people, want to go on a girls' trip weekend, a guy's trip weekend, whatever. That's not, I'm talking about when you want a space and a break in a relationship, that, it could be an overnight in a hotel room by yourself. It could be a weekend away. You stay at a relative's or friend for a week. That space needs to be determined what exactly that is. Or space could mean that, you're not going anywhere. You're staying in the house, but you want space away from talking about relationship stuff, talking about being hounded about an affair, about being hounded if you still love me, if you still desire me, if you still want me, that type of thing. So you have to be clear on, and I help couples in my office, get specific and get clear on exactly what that space entails. And it's not a right or wrong. And at the same time, how can I help the person that, is giving the space, to help them self-soothe so they don't become obsessed and become, create further toxicity, I should say, excuse me, in the relationship, okay? Again, it's very difficult when someone says, Greg, I need space. You know what? Okay, what does that mean? And I don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her. And I get, panicked. I get it, okay? But I know if I provide more pressure on her, if I, always hound her and grenade her with questions and comments and all about my own self-serving and my own feelings, I'm showing that person, not only am I not giving her space, I am not showing her that I actually care about how she feels. It's all about me, right? So that's where I want you to be able to self-soothe in giving that space. You know what? You can call a friend. Don't bash each other. Hobby. Work on yourself. Okay, what do I need to improve on? And I want to start doing it. Even if the relationship or marriage can't be salvaged, I want to become a better partner. Can I work on, what do I need to do to become more emotionally available, more emotionally connected, that type of thing. Or, bad habits. What can I do to correct my bad habits? And to be able to look at those elements and work on yourself. And I know it sounds easy. It's not easy, people. I know that, okay? And to be able to self-soothe and provide that space because you care about that partner, it's not about you anymore. You know what? It's not all about how you feel by bombarding, by harassing your partner to, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you want me? Do you want me? Have you thought about this? And you ask this question, oh my God, every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, every half hour, and the partner gets worse. I said I need space, and here you are providing less space. You're making it even more toxic and making your partner feel even more claustrophobic, if you will, that they can't breathe and they're suffocating. Don't do that, okay? I'm trying to help you, and working on yourself is going to make you a better person, even if the relationship or marriage can't be salvaged. So, you know what? Please use my advice. I want to help you, okay? Going back again, what does space mean? You have to define what that is. And you, if you're the one requesting space, you have to be clear with your partner what that entails and what that means. Space doesn't mean that you have the freedom to go out and date and, date other people or have sex with other people. If that is the case, you need to say, you know what, we need a break. I want to start seeing other people, dating other people. You need to be open and honest about that and not lead anybody on. So are you emotionally mature enough and let's just say mature enough to be able to speak that you want the relationship to cease or end. Or, you know what, when you come out and say, I need space, what does that mean? There has to be boundaries, and it has to be crystal clear for both of you what that space entails, how it's defined, what are your expectations of that space from either party, and it's not a right or wrong. And again, for the person providing that space, it hurts. It's not easy. We panic, right? Oh my God, I'm going to lose my loved one. I'm going to lose my life, my family. And it creates a panic revolution that just sort of not only trickles, it's like a frickin' hurricane coming in. Excuse me. And, being able to withstand that, it's hard. It's emotionally hard. And if you have a hard time, I'm all about you talking to a counselor in your area to be able to work on that and work on those issues. And, what has your partner been complaining about for years? And let's face it, chances are it's been going on for a long time. So what have they been complaining about? You're not, emotionally there. Or you don't spend enough time together, quality time together. You won't stop berating or maybe being confrontational. You are always negative, okay? You're always giving complaints. You're giving, criticism instead of constructive criticism. So all this negativity, and these are things I want you to work on within yourself. Think back, unless you're one of those people that, that your partner, maybe they've been saying it, but you've been letting it go in one ear out the other, and you don't even remember what your partner's been complaining about or trying to tell you and reach to you. Okay? And if you want space, if you're the person that is, asking or requesting that space, you need to be crystal clear, and this might be new for your partner, okay? And I want you have to allow them to self-soothe, okay? A lot of people don't want space. They're afraid to hurt their feelings or create a further argument or make things worse, or, oh my God, what would the kids think? That type of thing. But again, this is about you healing and looking at what you need. Have you been crystal clear in what your expectations are? Have you been able to tell your partner, you know what, I need this from you. I want you to stop this and able to go after it and be crystal clear, because I need space and I'm going to leave for a week, 2 weeks stay. And the partner's like, what? I don't know what's going on. So have you been clear? Have you been able to communicate what you need and what your wishes are in the relationship? Or you just all of a sudden, I want space, and your partner has no clue what's been going on with you? That's not fair. So in providing space, and asking for space, you need to have clear expectations of what that space entails, right? And the definition and the boundaries of that space. What does that mean to you? Are you still going to talk? Are you, like I said, it's going to be talking about, maybe you can joke around how your day is going, but it can be that space means I need space about talking about the marriage or the relationship or the problems in the relationship, because we're not getting through it. We're stuck in those problems. And I did a video last week on, are you focused on a problem too much? So I want you to be able to be specific. What does space mean? We're not going to talk about the relationship. We need space apart, physically, emotionally, communication-wise, verbally. What does that entail? And crystal clear. And this is a part where I tell people, when that space is given, I want you to be able to work on you of what you need. This is for both of you, okay? The giver of space, right? And the recipient of space. What are the boundaries? What are the expectations? And what are you specifically going to work on within you to be a better person and hopefully be a better partner for one another, okay? A lot of people, what happens in relationships, you start losing yourself. Your whole identity changes to fit your partner, okay? Or both of you, your whole identities go right down the toilet because you're sacrificing yourself for your partner. I'm all about that. But never am I about you losing yourself, your identity. No. Hell no. That's where I want you to have your resentment. It builds and builds and builds. And that's where I want you to keep your identity evolving and growing in your, individuality. It brings more life and it breathes a lot of oxygen into your relationship or marriage. So I'm about that. So when you get space, what are you working on? Are you able to self-reflect what you need? And also the giver of space, what are you doing to make your marriage or relationship better? How can you improve on a better relationship? And look at this. Am I listening to my partner? If they haven't told me what they need, number one, are they telling me and I just ignored it or can't remember? That's going to tell your partner, I need to look on, pay more attention, to be more, understanding, to pay better attention and quality time with my partner so I know what's going on with them. And number two, do you even ask? What are you feeling? Do you still feel loved? Do you feel respected in the marriage, in the relationship? Okay. So are you even asking? Do you even care? How are you feeling? Are you feeling, or do you just say, your partner comes home from work, him or her, oh my God, I had a bad day at work. The boss, oh, you're going to have days like that. Just blow it off. Suck it up. Days will be better. And your partner's like, huh? What? You get me? Are you asking questions? Are you presenting yourself that you care and you're compassionate about what your partner is going through? And it doesn't have to be a big deal to you, but it is a big deal to your partner. So is that why your partner needs space, right? Is your partner needs space because they don't feel respected, they don't feel love, they don't feel joy from you? Look at that. And it's hard. It's not easy. But I want you to be able to do, an honest assessment and to be able to look at, why does my partner need space? Not hounding, but asking so you can self-soothe and also give that space and the opportunity for growth that your partner is asking for. Hey, Tony. Hey, brother. Welcome. Send some of that heat back up here from Florida, man. We need it. Sorry. And as you can hear, I'm still hacking away. It's been a couple weeks. Meds aren't kicking it yet, so hopefully something will happen. But when space is needed, what does that space mean? And, when I say about stage 3 and the relationship is, let's face it, the relationship is out the door or on its way out the door. It's got one foot out the door, or divorce papers are getting ready to be filed. You have to define, what that space means. Not only that, if your partner needs space in a relationship, maybe it's their alone time, okay? And a lot of people panic that, okay, if I give them space, it makes me, are they cheating on me? They could be. I'm not saying they aren't. But, all our insecurities come up and we make that space even worse, and we take more space away from our partner, and it devastates the relationship when actually it could be salvaged. It could be saved and become better, more now you just squished all the oxygen out, right? You depleted it, and you actually, instead of an opportunity for growth and connection, you killed it by not providing the space because of your own anxiety and your panic. And what happens is, oh my God, are they finding somebody else? They're cheating. They don't love me. All this, I get it. It hurts. That's where I want you to be able to self-soothe. And if need be, to talk to a professional. I don't want you to talk to family or friends. You can vent. Because if it does work and you get back, it creates, alliances, unhealthy alliances, and it makes friends, family think about your partner this way, their family, friends thinking about you, and it creates more crap, okay? That's why I said I want you to be able to talk to, get some perspectives from a professional, a good professional, not just any professional, good reviews, that type of thing, or friend recommendations, to help with the self-soothing and help you understand what space is and what you can do to soothe yourself during that panic, okay? But define what space is, what are the parameters, what are the boundaries, and why does your partner need space? Don't hound on it. Don't be possessive. You got me? Or it's going to feel like you're throwing a grenade in and bam, blowing up your relationship, and it's going to kill any chance of the relationship or marriage to be saved. I don't want that for you. So, share the video, and share it to your friends, family. I want to help as many people as I can, and I don't want you in a situation where you panic and all of a sudden someone asks for space and you all of a sudden, you smother them even worse because of your own fears and your own insecurities. I get it. It's not easy. And I want you to be able to self-soothe and give that partner space. But that also means you command respect for yourself, right? And there's boundaries set up and rules what that space means and what that entails, okay? So be very definitive, people, on what space is, why you need it, and what's going on in a relationship. And if the giver keeps hounding and won't let go, chances are, you know what, the relationship or marriage is not going to last. So if you have a hard time, if you're the giver of the space, again, you know what, seek help to help with the anxiety and the fears and the self-esteem issues where you can, sort of give that space, hold on to yourself and still love and provide comfort and emotional comfort, if you will, to your partner during that space, time, and what that means, okay? It's not easy. So check out the Art of Relationship show. Typically is Monday through Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. Like I said, I've been hit or miss depending on my voice, excuse me, how I feel and everything the last couple of weeks. So I apologize for that. Everybody take care. Peace and love to everybody out there. My website for further information is theartofrelationships.org. That's the art, A-R-T, of relationships, plural.org. Peace and love to everybody out there. Thanks again, Tony, for showing up, man. I hope you're well. Much love to everybody out there. Take care, everybody. Peace and love.